So I just got back from my trip to Chicago where I shot almost exclusively with the Red Komodo. And while I was down there, I was doing a ton of run and gun filmmaking, and I got a chance to catch up with a lot of my creative friends. But while I was down there were 3 features that really came in handy that took the Komodo to that next level and really solidified it as that fire status in the sense of cameras. Now, I know what a lot of you guys might be thinking. Yes, the Komodo is a fantastic camera, but there are a lot of elements of this camera that can be debatable, whether that's the image quality or the color science, and these are things that you can compare up against other cameras to see if they truly are worth it, which I have done in previous videos. But today, I actually want to break down the 3 features that, to me, that are really unique about this camera and really make it worth the price. Also, just as a quick side note, I am currently giving away a free camera where all you have to do is be a subscriber to enter, so unless you hate free gear, subscribe. Now, when it comes to this first feature, if you've ever shot a live event, any type of an event where you either can't ask them to redo it, or it's something like nature where it really can't be redone, you know that there's always this ongoing fear of missing the shot, which ultimately means that you end up recording way before you actually need to, just to guarantee that you're actually gonna get the shot. Well, with pre-roll in the Red Komodo, that's not really an issue. See, the Red Komodo has this amazing feature that allows it to consistently be recording, and then by the time you actually press record, it'll actually give you a certain duration before you press record to guarantee that you don't miss the shot. Let me break it down. So basically what you're gonna do is you're gonna go into your Red Komodo, you're gonna go into your project settings, you're gonna go down to pre-roll, and in this setting, you'll be able to actually dial in how much time you want your Red Komodo to be pre-recording before you actually press record to guarantee that you're gonna get your shot. Now, to me, this really came in handy actually just the other night when I was actually filming and there was some thunder clouds and we were trying to capture some of this lightning that was happening. And with the pre-roll built in, I was able to make sure that I was able to capture the lightning intact. Now, the one little caveat is this doesn't just constantly roll on your Komodo non-stop. I know what you might be thinking, well, what about media? What about storage? So the way that it works and the way I kind of like to name it is you have to prime the camera. So once you turn this mode on, you actually have to press the record button and you'll notice that you'll get a yellow box around your record button that lets you know that it's sort of primed, that it's constantly recording. But what's happening is it's actually recording whatever duration that you have, and then let's say, for example, you set it to 5 seconds. Once it records second number 6, it drops second number 1, and it kind of continues along in that fashion. So this guarantees that you will be able to get whatever you are wanting in frame, like I was able to do with this lightning. Also, bonus tip, this lightning looks absolutely amazing, and that has a lot to do with the global shutter, which is not one of the features that I'm gonna talk about today, but I do personally think that that is a nice little extra bonus feature. Now, the next feature is actually one that I've talked about on this channel and that a lot of people do bring up, but it's not one that's brought up in this way. So the Komodo adds something new to the camera world, and that is having built-in Wi-Fi, not Bluetooth, but Wi-Fi, and they use it in a very unique way. See, the way that it actually works with the Komodo is it actually puts out its own 2.5 gigahertz and 5 gigahertz Wi-Fi network. Now, you can connect a couple different devices to your Komodo, and as most people will assume is yes, you can connect your phone. But what I love is that this allows other manufacturers to add support for controlling the Komodo via that Wi-Fi as well. The same way you can do it on a phone, now you can do it with monitors, like in the case of the Portkeys BM5 monitor. Now, this is an awesome SDI and HDMI monitor that I've been using a lot with my Komodo recently. And what I like the most about it is that once you add the antenna onto the back of this guy, it can connect directly to your Komodo. Now, setting it up is actually super easy. They have an entire video that breaks that whole thing down on their YouTube channel. But what I really like is that you can connect your camera to this guy and then be able to control all your settings directly on the monitor. The other big benefit is because it's using Wi-Fi, unlike with my small HD monitor that I used to use with my camera, this will allow me to have one less cable going back and forth between the camera and the monitor. Now, yes, we're primarily talking about the Wi-Fi features here, but just a couple quick little bonus benefits of this monitor. First of all, it's insanely bright. I mean, the brightness level on this, there's probably a technical number. I'll put that right here. But honestly, this monitor is ridiculously bright. I was filming outdoors in Chicago in bright sunlight for most of the day, and I was having no issues whatsoever. And also, you can control the fan on this guy. So if you are in a quiet environment, you can turn the fan down. But if you're outside and you start to see that it's starting to heat up, you can just quickly turn on the fan, and that will dissipate all of that extra heat. Now, I will be 100% transparent with you guys. Portkeys did send me this monitor to check out, but I did not have to say anything positive about it. In fact, I didn't even have to do a full review on it. I just told them that I wanted to test it since they had sent me some other monitors in the past. But I do absolutely love this monitor, and I think if you are a Komodo shooter, you should definitely consider checking it out. Now, the third feature that I want to talk to you guys about has a lot to do with audio. Now, I already know what you're thinking. The Komodo audio? What? Yeah, I know. Most people and pretty much everybody out there will probably attest that when you get the Komodo, audio is not really your main concern. You're buying this camera almost exclusively for the image. So what exactly are you getting in here? Well, one of the first things that I love is that you do have 4 channels of audio, which even though this thing doesn't have XLRs, it only has the 3.5 millimeter jack input. There's a lot that you can do with just this one input. For starters, you can control if your camera is recording the internal mic as well as external mics and turn those on and off independently. But then more importantly, within each of those two, you can also control the actual different channels, and you can have them linked or unlinked, which means if you want to be able to capture audio and sort of have a backup. Let's say, for example, you're in a situation where you're not sure if the audio is going to potentially peak. Well, you can set one channel at a higher decibel level and another channel at a lower decibel level, and now you kind of have a built-in backup just in case your subject or the event or wherever you are gets a little louder than you expected. You kind of have that audio backup pre-set up. Now, I did mention that no, the Komodo does not have built-in XLRs. However, there is a little accessory you can purchase called an A-box, and this is made by Wooden Camera. This is actually a new accessory that I've been testing out with this camera and trying to get it how I want it to work out, and so I can run audio directly into this camera. Now, I will say that when it comes to the Red Komodo, it doesn't have the best preamps available. But if you are in a run and gun situation and you want to be able to run an XLR mic into this camera, the A-box is the way to do it. The only thing I will tell you is that you cannot actually run phantom power to those microphones, so make sure whatever microphone you are trying to plug into this guy produces its own power. But those are the 3 features to me that really makes this camera absolutely amazing. Now, I know there are a lot of other features, and I've touched on probably most of those other features in other videos. If you want to know more about the Red Komodo, or if you're interested about more Komodo content, I have an entire playlist that you can check out. But thank you guys so much for checking out this video. If you have any additional questions, leave those down in the comments, and I'll catch you guys in the next one. Peace.